All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful forces in the entire financial world. And no, it's not some secret stock tip or a super complex strategy. It's actually something we all have, but we don't always use it to its full potential. I'm talking about time. We're going to dig into how this one simple thing can turn tiny, regular savings into an absolute fortune. Okay, just look at this statement. It sounds kind of impossible, right? You put in $500 a month for 30 years. That adds up to $180,000 of your own money. But you end up with a portfolio worth over $1.1 million. It feels like some kind of magic trick. I mean, where does that extra money, we're talking almost $1 million, where does it even come from? And that is a totally fair question. You're probably thinking, okay, that has to be a lottery win or some crazy high-risk bet that just happened to work out. But the real answer? It's actually way simpler and a whole lot more reliable than that. Yeah, this isn't magic at all. It's actually a basic rule of finance. It's this idea that your money can work for you. But for that to happen, it needs one absolutely critical ingredient, the one thing that unlocks all of that crazy growth potential. And there it is. Look, how much you invest, that's important, of course, but it's not the real hero of this story. The actual superpower here is when you start. As you're about to see, getting started early, that's the master key that unlocks everything. So, what this all boils down to is a concept called the time value of money. And all that really means is that a dollar today is worth more than a dollar tomorrow. Why? Because the dollar you have right now can be put to work, it can be invested, and start earning more money immediately. So every choice you make to spend or save, it's really a choice between having something today or letting that money grow so you can have something much, much bigger later on. So what's the secret ingredient that actually makes the money grow? Well, it's this beautiful, powerful thing called compounding. And the best way to think about it is like a little snowball at the very top of a big, snowy hill. As it starts rolling, it picks up more snow, right? It gets bigger. And the bigger it gets, the faster it picks up even more snow. It just keeps accelerating. Okay, so how does that snowball thing work with your money? It's simple, really. Step 1, you invest your money, your principal. Step 2, that money earns a return. But here's the magic. Step 3, those returns you just earned, they get added back into the pile. So now you're not just earning a return on your original money, you're earning returns on your returns. And that's the chain reaction. That's compounding. All right, to really see just how powerful this is, let's put it to the test. Let's look at a real-world example. We're going to set up a little race between two investors that'll show you exactly what we're talking about. So here are the rules for our race. We've got two investors. Both of them are going to invest the exact same amount every year, $1,000, and they both get the same solid 5% return. The only, and I mean the only, difference between them is when they start. One starts at age 20, and the other one waits just 10 years, starting at age 30. Okay, and the results are in. Now, look, our investor who started later, at age 30, they did pretty well. Turned $30,000 into almost $70,000. That's not bad at all. But just look at our early bird. They only invested $10,000 more in total, but they ended up with over $126,000. Wow. The difference is it's staggering. I mean, just take a second and look at that. That's not a small difference. That is a massive gap. The person who started early, their portfolio is merely double the size. That's what those first 10 years of compounding did. That's the power we're talking about, right there in black and white. And seeing it as a bar chart like this, man, it really drives the point home, doesn't it? You don't just see the numbers anymore. You can actually feel that difference. That huge bar on the left isn't just data, you know? It's a visual of the life-changing advantage you get just by starting early. So let's just put a hard number on that gap. The cost of waiting those 10 years in this little race? $57,080. Think about what that is. That's a new car. It's a down payment on a house. It's a seriously nice cushion for retirement. And this is the really critical takeaway. The early investor only put in an extra 10 grand of their own money. That's it. But that $10,000, because it had an extra 10 years to work and grow, generated over $57,000 on its own. So you see, it was never about investing way more money. It was just about giving the money more time to do its thing. So what's the big lesson here? What's the main takeaway from all this? Well, it really makes you rethink what the most important thing is when it comes to building wealth. And it's this: your most valuable asset, the most powerful tool you have for building wealth. It's probably not what you think it is. It's not a huge salary. It's not some lucky stock pick. The single most powerful tool you have is time. That's your greatest ally. It's your secret weapon. You know, the legendary investor Warren Buffett put it perfectly with this quote. It's so simple, but so true. The comfort, the financial shade we get to enjoy later in life, it's all because of the little seeds we planted a long, long time ago. And listen, this isn't just about retirement. This principle works for any big long-term goal, whether you're saving for a house, a car, a dream trip, whatever it is. The sooner you start, the less you have to put in from your own pocket, because you're letting time do more and more of the heavy lifting for you. So that really leaves us with one last big question. And it's a question for every single one of us, no matter how old we are or what we earn. You've probably heard the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So the only question left to ask is, when are you going to plant your tree?